AITA for telling my husband's parents that they have a 5-year-old grandchild.
A couple months ago, I found out my husband of 10 years has a 5-year-old daughter that he has been an active part of raising. No infidelity occurred, but he kept this hidden from me, and it is still a huge betrayal. He also kept this hidden from his parents. I have always had a great relationship with my in-laws. Over the last 14 years they have truly become my family. My own parents passed away when I was a teenager, and they have taken me in as their adopted daughter. My husband's stepdad even walked me down the aisle at our wedding. My husband never told his parents about his child because he didn't want me to find out. When I found out about everything, I asked if they even knew, and my husband assured me they did not. He also begged me not to tell them. I told him I would not, but told him that he would have to do so himself.
He did not. This past Friday the stress and anger all caught up to me. I'm not proud of it, but I got way too drunk and I called his mom and told her everything. Now my husband's entire family is pissed at him. His mom is devastated. She loves babies and toddlers. She always wanted more herself, or to one day have grandkids. She feels she missed out. When he went over to try and talk to her yesterday, his stepdad came out and told my husband he wasn't welcome on his property. My husband has some mental health and neurodivergence issues. My actions this weekend have caused some pretty bad anxiety spirals, and he had to go to the inpatient psych clinic last night.
My husband is really pissed off at me for telling them myself and the way that I did. He said that it was an asshole move. Now that I am sitting alone in the house, I am starting to think that he might be right about that. Am I the asshole for telling my husband's mom about his secret baby? Edit. I wasn't going to go into this, because it really is relevant to the situation that I am asking if I am the asshole over. But to ease all the inquiring minds. 6 years ago my husband was approached by an old friend and her wife asking him to be a sperm donor. My husband and I talked about it, and I told him I was not comfortable with it, and he said he wouldn't go through with it.
Supposedly the friend pressured him. This is from his mouth, so I don't know if it is true. I am just relaying it as he told me. And he did it. Friend's wife unexpectedly and sadly passed away. Husband started co-parenting with his friend around this time. Friend has also lied to me and said they found a different donor. Edit 2. My husband is an active parent to this child now. She calls him Daddy. We are missing at least $25,000 from our family's finances that has gone towards this kid's care. He even lied to me that we was going to a friend's bachelor party, but instead went to Disney with his child and her mother. This is not just a case of him being a sperm donor. And yes, my marriage is over due to this.
I am absolutely 100% divorcing and have consulted an attorney. Unfortunately, my Bill is terminally ill and I am helping to financially support my sister and nibblings while they are dealing with all that, so the divorce has a pin until 2024 at the earliest. I'm probably the here for the way I spilled the beans, but I am not going to beat myself up about it at all. I'm going to get some me time while my husband is in inpatient care. Smile.
Even if he didn't cheat on you sexually, he knowingly created a child outside of his marriage, actively raised it, and kept it a secret from you and his family. This was wrong, and he knows it's wrong. NTA.
NTA. You gave him the opportunity. He didn't do what he said. I don't understand staying with someone who is capable of a lie of this magnitude. He has a kid with someone who isn't his wife and he didn't tell you. No matter how it happened. That's a pretty huge secret. He's the info. Are you sure it was IVF and not some excuse he came up with to try and avoid getting outed as a cheater? Because this whole thing sounds like a big elaborate lie on his part. It was IVF years ago with a random stranger. I never told you. And I never told my parents so that you wouldn't find out. But I never cheated. That just sounds really hard for me to believe. NTA. It's not fair to you for him to make you lie to people you care about. He's been lying to them for years. And you even gave him the opportunity to come clean himself. And he didn't do it. His mental health issues make the whole situation a little more complicated. So does the fact that you did it when you were drunk. But ultimately he brought this all on himself and now he has to deal with the results. Info. Hold up, you gotta explain. How does he have a 5-year-old with no infidelity occurring? Hiding a child from you and his parents was an asshole move. He lied and told you he didn't donate sperm, though he did anyways. This is and should be a prelude to divorce. $25,000 in 3 years is a large sum of money to help raise a child. Time for you to be with someone who will be honest with you. This is not the man. He deserves what he's getting from his parents, regardless of how it came out. NTA. He had a secret child whose life he has been active in. NTA. No matter what you did, it'll never come close to having a secret family. He reaped his own rewards. Frankly, I could never get over this. He's a selfish egomaniac for blaming you for his actions. This is above our pay grade. Your husband acted as a sperm donor after you said no, and after one of the original moms unfortunately passed has been this child's father, not her sperm donor. And you knew of this child's existence for years, and was lied to about the donor being your husband at all. That's a lot of betrayal to process. By multiple people. Should you have told your mill? Technically no. Not unless you had specified a deadline for your husband and it passed. But I can't exactly blame you either, as I'm sure a huge part of the disclosure was more about you needing a safe space to talk about this, and your mill is a close and trusted person in your life who you have a close bond with that is older than your relationship with your husband. Your bio mom isn't here to call, and Mill stepped into that role when you were a teen. Which of us wouldn't want to cry with mom about something like this? I would highly recommend that you seek therapy. If a marriage hides a secret this big, it's badly damaged. Your Mill has a lot to process in this situation as well and is highly biased. So she's not the best person to help you process what's happening and what you want to do about it. But I'm sure she's happy to cry with you over ice cream. Which is also important. NTA. Just barely. NTA. He may not have cheated, but he lied. Repeatedly. And for years. It's unlikely I'd feel any guilt about shopping my man in under those circumstances. Someone may have mentioned this. But just in case, get a lawyer now, even though you won't be filing for a while. The lawyer can help you get ready for it. Finances and such. To be best prepared for the actual event. NTA. Info. I am confused by your wording. Has he been part of the child's life or not? If so, what is his role in the child's life and where has he told you he is when is spending time with the child? NTA. I've heard of sexual infidelity and financial infidelity. Your husband's dishonesty seems to be a combination of the two. Even if there was artificial insemination and if he wasn't paying child support. Your husband lied to you for 6 years and now has tried to gaslight you that you are the one who has wronged him. Whoa. Sure, he didn't cheat, but he asked you. You said no, and he went ahead with it. There was no physical cheating, but it's still cheating. He is raising that child behind your back. You will be ta if you stay married to that man. NTA. I'm leaning towards NTA. This is consequences of his own actions. We need to stop blaming women for men's poor choices. Info. If this is his biological 5-year-old daughter, and you've been married for 10 years, can you please explain how no infidelity occurred? NTA. I'm so confused by all these votes. Your husband was living a double life. You told him you were uncomfortable with him being a donor for his friends. He went behind your back, donated anyway, and played a major role in raising his daughter without his wife and entire family knowing about it? That's FC King crazy and divorce-worthy emo.
Anti-A. His neurodivergence is irrelevant to his FAFOing.
Info. Is your husband a sperm donor or a time traveler? NTA. This is beyond Reddit. The layers of betrayal here are on another level. You had discussed this as a team and he went on a solo act. Spent a whopping load of money. Kept it a secret from you and his family. Has been living basically a double life here. What if something would have happened to the remaining parent? Now there's a child on the doorstep. No. This is wild and so poorly thought out. He totally brought this on himself and this is all the consequences of his own actions. The truth would have come out later via the divorce papers. For any of those blaming her for the phone call, imagine yourself in her shoes and thinking you'd keep total calm about this deep-ass betrayal. You'd have called sooner and so would I.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.